I talk a lot about the big three. I call them the big three because they're my big three worries when it comes to retirement. The first one is finances, the second one is health and healthcare, and the third one is about maintaining safety in retirement. And that's what I'm going to talk about today because it's what I worry about, and I want to tell you how I am overcoming some of those worries. I'm going to share my plans with you today, and you can start on them now. All right, so the first one is finances. And when I look at our finances, I am thinking about how are our finances going to get us to when we're a lot older. Okay, what's our longevity plan? And when I think about our longevity plan, I look at the history. I just lost my mother about a year ago at the age of 93. Chances are I may live to 93 or around 93 or beyond 93. So when it comes to finances, I'm always thinking about, and it creates some worry and anxiety, am I going to have enough money to the age of 93? Now, more history. My husband and I both have a parent who went through memory care. Now, that's not unusual, but when you look at your finances and the projected outcome of your life and what history shows you that your parents have been through, it could be independent living, assisted living, hospice care, memory care. A lot of that costs money. And to think about how much that's going to cost, knowing what we spent or what our parents spent on their experience going through longevity and finances can be overwhelming. So that's on our top three: finances and longevity. Now, what we're doing to help minimize some of that worry and anxiety, because I don't think we're ever going to get rid of those worries and those fears and that anxiety, is we have a financial planner, and we talk with our financial planner every year. We talk about how we're doing, how our plans are doing, what our buckets look like, what we had to draw from this year, how we are going to fight inflation, how are we going to have our money last as long as possible so that we get the care that we want for each other. We want each other to live with dignity and respect as long as possible throughout the healthcare system, and that is going to take money. From what we've seen in the past, it's going to take some money. So that's one of our top concerns. Okay, hopefully you've sensed by now the amount of worry and anxiety that some of these things in retirement create. And you don't want to spend your whole day worrying about these things, but you do have to have some conversations about them. And that brings me to our second one, which is healthcare. Now, we had two separate incidences that have happened to us that make this rise up to our top three. Now, my husband went through a critical healthcare situation in our 50s. It just changed our life forever. That was a big healthcare crisis. Now we've had a smaller one that happened this year where we went into the donut hole with our drug plan, and it cost us a lot of money. And we just don't want to take the chances anymore of going through making wrong decisions or not making the right decisions for us. And we acknowledge the fact that we're not the experts. So we brought on a Medicare insurance agent to be our expert and to be a part of our team. Now, already we are feeling a lot of the anxiety and worry being lifted from us because there is no possible way that we could predict what's going to happen to us in the future or predict that we made the right decisions on how to lower our deductibles, our hospital expenses, our prescription expenses. So we want to minimize those worries and those anxieties. And if you have the opportunity to hire someone when you retire to help you through navigating the healthcare systems, get someone right away. That person will help you make the right decision for you based on your individual needs. All right, our third area of concern that has given us a little bit of anxiety and worry is we want to age in place. We want to age in place in our home. We want our home to be as safe as possible, and we want to stay here as long as possible. And we want to stay here as long as possible for a few different reasons. One is we experienced already what our parents went through going through the healthcare system through independent living, assisted living, hospice, and everything in between. And I think that my husband and I can take care of each other for as long as possible and reduce the expenses that our parents incurred while still providing quality care at home. Now, when we went through the experience with my mom in hospice, we talked to our hospice person, and they told us that that was the trend now, was for individuals to stay as long as possible in their own home. And that's the way it used to be historically. Like my grandparents never went through this sort of healthcare system that just dragged on for a very long time and took a whole lot of expenses along the way, a whole lot of finances along the way. And there is some comfort knowing that your parents are being well taken care of. But I almost think that was a trade off. I don't know. Tell me what you think. If you're thinking about aging in place, or if you have plans to go through the healthcare system like my parents did, I'd be interested to know if you're even planning for that, or how you're planning for that, and what your thoughts might be. It's kind of a hard conversation sometimes. Whether you're a millennial or a Gen Xer or a baby boomer, it's not too late to start thinking about things or acting on these things. And I don't know what your big three is, or your top concerns or worries or things that create anxiety or keep you up at night. Maybe you're not even thinking about them at all. I just can't help but think about them. I don't think about them every day, thank goodness. But I do think about them, and I do make plans to make sure that I'm making good decisions. I'm making some solid plans, and hopefully I can minimize some of the anxiety and worries for us going forward through retirement so we can enjoy the fun stuff. I realize this video was a real downer, but not all my videos are like that, so please subscribe. I love retirement. It's so much fun. I love my husband, and we're so looking forward to this phase of our life. Thanks for watching.